Having so much fun that I totally forgot to bring myself in. Hello, my name is Jason Miles. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Red Zone, the wonderful sports show brought to you by the good people of This Is Revolution podcast. If you're new to the show, welcome. So glad to have you here. If you're a returning listener, subscriber, one of our very valued patrons, you people are so lucky you didn't get meme bombed by me like Mac did. I spent my free time today sending him so many pictures of people that at one point he just responded, "Good God, Jason, what is wrong with you?" There's a few of those memes I do want to share with you guys today, a little later in the show. But for viewers of the main show on TIR, we will be back tomorrow discussing mass incarceration. The current rates are lower than they've been in decades. What does that mean? If racism was the driving factor of mass incarceration, then have we, as a society, moved past our greatest sin, racism? We will discuss. Also, don't forget about Friday. It's Star Wars month here on TIR, and we'll be having a watch party for patrons and paid YouTube subscribers. We'll be viewing The Empire Strikes Back. If you want to join us for one of these watch parties, become a patron for as little as $3 a month or $30 for the year. You can join in on the fun. And Monday, just announced, we'll be watching Finding Joseph I, the documentary about HR of Bad Brains. Nuri says, we have the manosphere glasses. That man is gone. The bad man is gone. You don't have to worry about Manosphere Jason coming back to ruin your day. We've cut a clip of Manosphere Jason, and he can remain in the internet. But now this is just Jason with new glasses. But today you're here to talk about, or listen to, or join us in the conversation about sports journalism. Is it just TMZ now? 15 years ago, almost to the day, LeBron James, and I also want to say, Mac, I use this angle for you. This is all about you and your home of Ohio. This is for you and my hip hop brother in Christ, Dr. Claw, and Marcus from Left Flank Vets, my Ohio brethren. So I'll start all over again. LeBron James made the 15 years ago, almost to the day, LeBron James made the decision. Following the defeat of his Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals, the hometown hero was ready to escape the Forest City in search of greener and more profitable pastures. LeBron didn't just enter the league as a once-in-a-generation talent. He came in as a marketing behemoth. And with the decision, he leveraged that power to not only leave Cleveland, but to position himself to win a championship and elevate his brand. In 2010, people still wanted to be like Mike, not LeBron. His choice to join the Miami Heat marked the beginning of a new era, one where players asserted control over their careers, where they signed with teams on their terms, not the front offices. There was no whirlwind tour of free agency. No, groveling to GMs. LeBron chose who he'd speak to, and suitors came to him. His announcement didn't drop in the transaction column of the local sports section. It aired in prime time on ESPN. That was the shift. Sports as drama. Gone are the days of the in-depth feature on what drives the great athlete or what shaped their greatness. We don't ask what they did to become great. We ask who they'll team up with next. It's not about coaching anymore. It's about fit. It's about basketball IQ, spacing, and roster construction. Terms borrowed from consulting firms like McKinsey, not sports analysts. Recently, I watched an interview with my childhood hero, Will Clark. He talked about working with hitting coach Dusty Baker during the 1989 season, how a slight swing adjustment helped him win the National League MVP. No super team, no media circus, just a coach helping a player become great. That's the game I grew up watching. That's what was sports journalism, the game first. Now, it's just vibes and speculation. LeBron is once again in the middle of another decision, except this time it's not his. It's all being concocted by the media. Will he leave Los Angeles, return to Cleveland? Do the Cavs even have the cap space? Could he go to the Knicks? It's all conjecture, all noise. But this is what fuels the 24/7 content machine, not analysis, drama. And it's not just LeBron. On my way back from the Bay this weekend, I heard an ESPN host declare unequivocally that Cooper Flagg will be the future face of the NBA this coming season after a single summer league performance. Sounds ridiculous, right? But I get it. Caitlin Clark's rise has reshaped the WNBA, turning it from a punchline to appointment viewing. The women's Final Four drew more viewers than the men's. So, yes, I get the desire to be first with a bold take. But Cooper Flagg is like 18. He hasn't played against NBA talent yet. And this is where we are. Contrarian bloviating, manufactured outrage, debates about loyalty that ignore material reality. Sports media has become a theater of vibes and over-verified truth. Still, this isn't just a rant about the state of sports journalism. I genuinely believe this obsession with narrative and projection connects to how people understand the broader world. LeBron James, Donald Trump, two vastly different figures, but both are shaped, attacked, and defended through projected narratives we're fed by mainstream and social media alike. Sports isn't separate from politics or culture anymore. It reflects and amplifies our post-truth and hyper-political condition. So, yes, sports journalism is just TMZ now, but the stakes might be bigger than just the box score. And to discuss this with me is the meme bomb victim, Macadocious Rex.
Hello. Yeah, man. I don't know if I told you this, but it's the summer of 2010. I'm in Afghanistan. And I just got off of like a 6-day mission. I'm beat. And immediately I'm put on Sergeant of the Guard. So I'm in charge of everybody on the guard towers, like making sure they're fed, making sure they have coffee, making sure they have water, all that shit, right? And I hadn't been on the internet for probably a week. The last thing I had heard was the week prior to the decision. LeBron was on Larry King. LeBron, where you gonna go? Well, I think Cleveland is where, it's hometown. It's where I'm from. They're going to get first option on everything. That gave me hope, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
So I hop on our gator and I'm taking coffee up to the towers. And I had this soldier named Joe Crook, who was from Sacramento, is a huge Kings fan. He might be the only one I've ever met that truly down to his bones is a dyed-in-the-wool Kings fan. So much so that he believes that the early 90s Hurley uniforms are the ones they should always wear.
Okay.
He's a huge basketball fan. And I'm bringing the coffee up. And, keep in mind, I've maybe slept 10 hours in the last 6 days. I'm pretty tired myself. I just need to make sure the boys are up. So if the bad guys hit us, we're going to be okay, right? Joe Crook looks over his shoulder. He's like, Sergeant Mac, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, just making sure you got coffee, everything good. See anything? No, man, but I'm sorry. I was like, what did you do? He's like, I didn't do anything. But LeBron left. And I said, what? He's like, oh, you didn't know. I was like, no, I did not know. And immediately I'm like, fuck your coffee. Fuck these towers. Taliban attack my base. I don't care. And I run down to the talk and I get on the internet. Like, I literally told my commander, I was like, sir, get the fuck off the laptop right now. And he's like, all right, man. Hey, I get it. Been out for a while. I was like, fucking move, dude. And I check in my face. Read the transcript, taking my talents to South Beach. And a little bit of me died. So we had these like collapsible bunks. Like you could take them apart. So like me being a staff sergeant, I got like the top and the bottom bunk. So I could use the top as storage space. And I took a black sheet and I just unfolded it. And I pinned a piece of paper to it that said, don't bother me for 24 hours. And I slept.
The flag was upside down.
Oh, dude, I slept for like 20 hours. I was just so bummed. And my LT comes up to me and he had just gotten to us like a month prior, but he was phenomenal. Like he listened, he planned well. Those are both things I really appreciate in a lieutenant. And he's like, hey, Mac, hey, we got to go assist BCO. Really want you and your guys to go with me. And I just pulled the thing back and I was like, what did the sign say? And I just
Honey dicked LeBron, honey dicked Mac, and then Jody him.
He did, Zahir. He did. He broke my heart. And for about a year, I just refused to like talk about LeBron James, right? It took me a year to really get over the spurning. But like a bunch of my friends became like jersey burners, like set his rookie card on fire and shit. And I'm like, why did you do that? That's the dumbest shit ever, And like, so when he came back, I'm at the zoo with both my brothers, my middle brother's kids, and mine. And Bailey's like, I think she might have been like 4. Kale was maybe 2. I can't remember exactly. But dude, you just hear these cell phones start pinging, right? Like bling, 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 right? And so I check mine and I'm like, I look at my brother Nick. I'm like, holy shit, LeBron's back. He said, what? Phone comes out. Dude, people are like chest bumping and high-fiving and shit. And like we go to get, like $12 beers at the zoo. And people people are just like walking away with like 5 of them. Like kids are like, Dad, can we go to the tiger enclosure? And they're like, fuck you, kid, LeBron's back. Just like pounding beers. Like, and we went out that night, dude. And, the bars close at 2. They stayed open till like 4 a.m. Cleveland cops were on the sidewalk, just like, whatever you do, don't drive. They're like chest bumping other people and shit. It was nuts. Like the one regret I have in life is not being able to get up for the parade in 2016. That would have been so fucking cool.
Well, can I ask you this, as a longtime sports fan, a person that grew up in the 80s, where we saw players stay with teams for a long time, do you think LeBron and the decision it can only happen in basketball? Do you think the media ecosystem has something to do with it? Imagine, Dan Marino goes to the Super Bowl in his second season where he sets records that it took 40 years to break, 30 years at least to break.
Yeah, give or take.
And does he get the call in the late 80s, early 90s to go to Pittsburgh? Hey, Dan should go to Pittsburgh because the Dolphins can't win one, and Pittsburgh is built for Marino. And
well, one, I think Marino really just dug Miami. I mean, it's a rad town. There's no state income tax, so that's always a huge draw.
Yeah.
Like it's such a draw. The NHL is looking at adding salary cap relief to like teams up north, like not even just Canada, but like up north, to kind of combat free agents like now flocking to like the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. But I mean, the thing is, Marino's a Hall of Famer, and he's a guy who rewrote the record books, right? And can you just imagine Marino in the league now? Like, it would be fucking nuts. But I don't think he moved the needle culturally the way LeBron did, right? Like, this is a kid who had been getting heavy publicity as a freshman in high school. You know,
Does that cultural needle move though with, again, the 24-hour sports coverage and the need for more?
yeah. I mean,
Let's
because
remember, high school sports was extremely regional.
yeah,
We don't have AAU yet to the level that we have it.
and you know they got nice, like you said, they got nice write ups Friday nights by the overnight either intern or sports writer on staff. You know, so like the 24-hour news cycle absolutely has something to do with it, right? Because you have to fill 24 hours of programming. And when you have someone like LeBron James saying, I'm going to televise my free agency decision, one, you know, he got some sort of payment from ESPN.
Sure.
Right. Or the parent company, even Disney, ABC. Right. You know, but, you know, these networks, how do they, you know, at the time, especially, how do they generate most of the revenue? Ads, man. The decision was like a 15-minute interview spread out over an hour because of commercials. You know, like, it's just that's the way modern television was at the time, right? I would argue it might even be worse now with streaming options, because how many times, you know, every streaming option, you know, platform is like, hey, I will only charge you $8 for this, but you're going to get 90 seconds worth of ads for every 15 minutes of programming. Or you can pay $30 a month for the ad free.
Yeah.
Right. Because they know that a lot of people, like, and it's kind of shocking because, like, I don't give a shit. I'll watch some ads. I grew up in the 80s.
Give me a commercial. It makes me feel good. Yeah.
I dealt with commercials, man. I'm good to go. And only 90 seconds? Fuck yes. Let's go. Right. But like, how many of my buddies pay for like the ad free? I'm like, you are nuts, man. I was like, it must be nice to have money to pay for ad free streaming. You know, like, fuck you, man. Make me feel bad about myself. You know, but yeah, I hate the 24-hour news cycle for anything, right? Like, I'm going to blame fully CNN and ESPN, right? Because ESPN went away from like showing actual athletic competition, like including outdoor rollerblade professional leagues, right? Like,
beach
they had
volleyball.
that. Yeah. Show that shit.
Rugby.
Rather than just cramming in, you know, 9 hours of Sports Center followed by Stephen A. Smith ranting for 3 hours before he goes to his radio show and does the same thing for 5, right? Like, they just have this need because of, honestly, cord cutting, you know, moving away from cable. They do not, you know what, Prairie? You know what? I'm happy for you. I'm angry at you, but I'm happy for you. Prairie makes ad-free money. Yeah, I mean, exactly. See here, ESPN showed the spelling bee, right? Like, that's 100%. But because of the need for them to still continue to try and generate revenue in a similar manner as they were able to on cable, you know, they just put anybody on. That's why this is what kills me. It led to the death of real journalism. The 24 hour
I think
cycle.
so. Yeah, dude.
And not even in just sports.
Yeah.
But just in like actual journalism. Right? And it's cheaper for them to hire people who have blogs, and this is mostly geared towards sports. I mean, dude, I don't know if you saw today, Jason, the Big Noon Kickoff show, you know, Fox's counter to College Game Day.
Yeah.
Cut a deal with fucking Barstool, and Dave Portnoy is going to be on that show. He is the epitome of a blogger who made it big. And then sold his company and all his little fanboys ran away because it wasn't owned by Dave fucking Portnoy, he was able to buy it back for cents on the dollar, and he's no worse for wear. You know, it's exactly a Ghost. It is just nothing but creating content. That's why we have, you know, Skip Bayless, the Cowboys. You know, I'm just so fed up with them. And listen now, Skip. Like that's, you hear that for an hour, and this is riveting sports television? No. You know?
This really happened to me.
Skip.
I don't remember the name of the sports show.
Listen, Skip. You just need to calm down.
That's a very good Shannon Sharp, by the way. That's too good. Shannon Sharp. I'm driving back. There's this part of the drive where it's just conservative. So I found an NPR station, and I did actually hear some interesting interviews on the NPR station. And I'm like, okay, I'm in the land where I can get sports. I turn to the sports thing, and it's this show. And I think we've talked about this before. I was up for a radio job last year that would have been a very life-changing experience for me financially. I didn't get the gig because the station, who I will not name, because you guys would probably be shocked, the station wanted to hire a right-wing person so they could fight with the host.
Yeah.
And that person had nominated me for the gig because we still are friends. And she was like, I want to do it. Jason, I think it'll be a better show. He's really funny, blah, blah, blah. They were like, but he's not going to argue with you. And that's what we want. And she was like, I don't want to argue with the guy. And I know people think that it's all like fake, but those arguments are real.
Yeah.
And this is what she told me verbatim. It is exhausting to argue with someone every day for a week.
Yeah, you got to think 5 days and 3 to 5 hours of time. Dude, I don't want to have 10-minute arguments with the children I work with at work. Like today, I looked my boss dead ass in the face, and to quote a wrestler I don't really like very much, but he was spot on a little bit in this press conference that led to him leaving AEW is, I'm tired, I'm old, I'm hungry, and I work with children. And he looked at me, he's like, you think I'm a child? I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I think. Almost $20 million here, and you run it like a fucking kindergarten. You know? But yeah, I mean, that I can only imagine how exhausting that can be. And it is. Yeah. When you think about it, that producer goes to those two people with the opposing views or whatever, and just drops two topics.
And you could go, and they go. They're both professionals, right? They're both media professionals. The guy that they ended up proposing was someone she knew, and she was like, "I don't want to do it. If it's not going to be Jay, I'm not going to do it." So she didn't take the gig. But I say all that to say that sometimes when you hear conflict on air, like Mac's joke about Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, that's real. Those guys don't get along, right? And that's what these shows want because they know people want to watch the argument. So I'm listening to this show, and I can tell that one of the guys who's a little more grounded, I guess, is actually pissed off. So his co-host goes, LeBron James wants out of LA. Did you hear the way he was talking? And the guy goes, I haven't heard anything from LeBron James. You haven't heard anything from LeBron James.
Yeah, he hasn't said shit.
He goes, oh, there's a story. He goes, there's no story. And this man goes on to say, oh, really? And the guy goes, I know what you're saying. He goes, a journalist that was covering a summer league game asked LeBron if he was staying in LA. And LeBron said, what the journalist said, that LeBron said, I ain't got nothing to say. So this guy goes, I ain't got nothing to say. You know what that means when those guys say it. He said, these are the words he said, by the way. And he goes, I ain't got nothing to say. That means he is angry at LA. And the other host goes, and you can tell he's upset at this point because this man is saying things that are pretty offensive. And number two, you don't know. And the guy goes, I don't know how he said what he said. And no one knows. And everything you're saying right now isn't true.
This whole thing about LeBron wanting out of LA kills me because people try to read between the lines, but they forget he's been prepped for this since he was a child, a literal child. His first time on ESPN, I guarantee you, his mom was like, well, my boy's out of the house. He's on TV. I'm going to go pick up some shit in his room, and found his fucking meat beaten sock. Okay? Like, he was prepared for the media after that game, but was not prepared to come home and his mom holding up the sock at an arm's length. Like, what is this? You know, it was standing up on its own. But, you know, all jokes aside, he's prepped for this. He never does anything in the media that isn't cool, calculated, and accounted for. He doesn't.
Very true. Very true.
Right? And of all the times we've spoken about this, that's every athlete now. They're prepped. LeBron James is even more so because he's done this for over 20 fucking years, man.
Yeah.
LeBron James is not going to let you know something until he's ready to let you know. The only person that knows about anything about this situation is Rich Paul. And all Rich Paul has said is LeBron only wants to go after titles at this point in his career. That's all he said. Now, is that a shot across the bow from the representative of LeBron James? Yes. I think we can all agree on that. But I happen to think, and this is just my 2 cents, is that when the Lakers made the trade for Luka, they've officially unhitched their wagon from LeBron to Luka. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I really think the Lakers wanted him to walk rather than opting in. Excuse me, because that one would free up $52 million to get Luka another running mate, and then they clear more cap off the books to bring in the third guy, right? But that didn't happen. Will LeBron get traded this year? Maybe. If the Lakers decide that we want to go younger, because LeBron's at the end of his career, he's not hitting his peak right now. And let's face it, 80% LeBron is peak NBA for everybody else. No. You know, the fact of the matter is that's going to be a discussion between Rob Pelinka, Rich Paul, and LeBron. And that'll happen before the trade deadline. You know, but how many articles have we seen, Jason, that are...
Mac, it was all I heard. And you know how long my drive is.
Yeah.
Right?
But I can tell you right now, I've read 24 articles spitballing trades. And it's only like 4 teams: Dallas, the Knicks, Cleveland, and
the Warriors was what I was.
The Warriors was one of
them. These guys. So the guy wouldn't stop with the LeBron thing. They opened up their phone lines, and people were calling in with their quote unquote hot takes on where LeBron was going to go. And the main host guy, again, you could hear him tearing his hair out. He goes, he hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
He didn't bring up your point, which I think is a very astute point, that LeBron James is at this point a professional. Ken K, thank you for the super chat. Ken K said, can we return kayfabe to wrestling? Which I think is, sports is a little bit kayfabe, but a lot of bit of analyst talk. And I don't mean sports analysts, I mean like financial analyst talk.
Yeah.
It's a lot of salary cap moving. I heard more talk about luxury taxes and salary cap than I did about play. And the reason why I brought up the Will Clark thing was because, and it's not to say like I grew up in this great era. Nothing really has changed that much in sports other than athletes have gotten bigger. But one thing that happens at all levels is coaching. That's why these people are there. On baseball teams. There's a hitting coach. There's
pitching coach, positional coaches. Yeah.
Right. There's base running coaches there for a reason. And all these people are there to kind of help players. Hey, you're dropping your elbow during this slump. You know,
your lead's too big off of first base when you've got a left-handed hitter, that type of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. They're there for a reason. And to hear someone like Will Clark just stop everything that people were saying. Goes, I got to give Dusty Baker's props because we spent the off season changing my swing and I won the MVP.
Yeah.
And people already said I had a good swing, but there were some problems with it and blah, 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 blah. And as boring as that may sound to a lot of people, for young me, 11-year-old me, I was 10 toes into these stories of practice.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. This is where we see the death of journalism, right? Where you had sports journalists that got to know the general managers, the coaches, the managers, I mean, the fucking equipment people, to find out what was going on with the team, right? So we could all know about our favorite team, our favorite players. And it's not just somebody who's knowledgeable about the salary cap. And here, keep in mind, 90% of the people, myself included, don't know how the NBA salary cap works. The only people that knows how it works would be the numbers geeks, the executive VPs for personnel, or the general managers. That's it. Because the NBA salary cap is a bitch to learn. I have a working understanding of it. And I listen to a lot of sports talk too, for as long as I can, that is. And before I go on Red Dog, no, LeBron does not have a no trade clause.
Oh, I didn't know
that. Most of those people don't know, like they read a little bit, like off Sportsline or Bleacher Report or The Athletic, and they think, oh, I know exactly how the first and second aprons operate. No, you fucking don't. You have no clue. Most of these guys don't know what the mid-level exemption is or how it works for the first and second apron teams, so it's just like, talk about it, like in general terms. Like Cleveland is a second apron team. It's going to be very hard for them to replace the production that they lost under those constraints. Bam, right? That's what I know. That's an honest statement. To be like, well, they have this much in working camp. No, you don't even fucking know that, dude. I promise you don't. Just shut the fuck up. Stick to your shitty hot takes and shut the fuck up. That's all you got to do, because you're going to get paid for it for spouting nonsense like some fucking JV Skip Bayless, right? And see, I'm going to go off on a rant here because it's already boiling.
Okay.
People like fucking Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, once upon a time, were very good sports journalists. Skip Bayless broke the SMU story. Right? Rucker Park was a New York City thing for how long? Then Stephen A. Smith wrote about it coming out of journalism school. And it became a fucking mecca for playground basketball, right? But then they decided they were going to stop doing journalist work, and they got hired by networks. And then that's it, man. It was all downhill from there, right? There were actual sports journalists like Dan Patrick, and I hate to use him as an example, but he was one, Keith Olbermann, okay, that worked the Sports Center desk. Now, what they do is they allow Sports Center anchors, with the exception of Scott Van Pelt, to essentially work for pennies. And I'm not even kidding. You're starting out Sports Center anchor that typically is going to work like 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., makes about $48,000 a year, and they live in one of the most expensive cities in America. Because you got to be a name to pull the duty out in LA. Or you got to be a name like Scott Van Pelt, who bounces back and forth between DC and LA. But once you become a name and you start making money, that's when they go, hey, we want to renegotiate your contract so you take less, and then you're gone. And they just fill you with the next dude or the next woman that makes $48,000 that are thinking, I'm going to turn this into a very lucrative career. And you could have 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Now you could be like Michelle Beadle, who, let's face it, is not hurting. But when she got let go, dude, her pay took a dive because like she thought, I'm here for life. I'm covering the NBA. I'm doing Sports Center. I'm good to go. And then she literally had to have help building her podcast into what it is now. Right?
What did she say again to get fired?
She spoke out against ESPN about the working conditions for women.
That's what it was.
Like
I couldn't remember if it was a Palestine thing or if it was a work conditions thing.
It was a work conditions thing, yeah.
When I listen to these guys talk, and mind you, I'm driving at obscene hours of the night, so I'm hearing the overnight guys, the 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. guys. I'm hearing the first thing in the morning, 3 a.m. guys, and then I left on a weekend. Weekend crews are extremely different. They sound like they're fresh out of college. Some of the weekend crew guys, but we're in a moment where these are people that grew up on other hot take people. So talking about sports for them is literally just saying the most incendiary things you can. Kind of going back to this show, after the gentleman was a little frustrated because he really was poking this guy with this LeBron stuff and being extremely racist. He then pivoted to Cooper Flag, and he goes, "Man, have you been watching the summer league games?
You mean summer league game? You bum fuck."
And so
like he played in one game.
And so the guy goes, "No, I haven't been following the summer league. It's not really something I follow." And he goes, "Cooper Flag is going to be the face of the NBA." And the dude goes, "Come on, man. You can't be serious." And the guy goes, "What do you know what? Mark my word." And this isn't fun banter. This dude he's frustrated at this point.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "I saw him play. You know, he needs to work on his three a little bit," which I also think is funny. That he needs to work on a 3-point shot. But his defense is there. He's offense. He can pass the ball real well. Cooper Flag is going to be the face of the NBA next year. And the dude started naming.
He said next year?
Yes. This was not in the future. This was next year. And the dude goes, SGA.
Wemby?
He named Wemby. He said, hell, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, no. This Cooper Flag is the fake. And the guy goes, I know you're talking about Caitlin Clark. He goes, this isn't the WNBA. He goes, no. Cooper Flag's in the face of the NBA. And he wouldn't stop with it. And my first thing was, the history of Duke players has not been the most forgiving.
No.
And to say another Duke superstar, a one and done Duke superstar, a white Duke superstar, at least Grant Hill had somewhat of a decent career.
Dude, you and I both know. Remember, it was in the late 80s, early 90s, Carolina made phenomenal pro players. Duke made shit pro players. Well, it's like they're kind of on all three triangle teams, right? State, Duke, UNC. They don't make pros anymore. Not that are worth a shit. You know, they're like the 8th or 9th guy off the bench. But to say that, like, I think Cooper Flag's going to be a good basketball player. But the face of the NBA? Fuck no, man. Like you said, Steph's still here. And then you still got Luka, Wemby, SGA. Fuck, Oklahoma City has like 3 dudes that could easily
that's what this look. That's what the guy was saying. He was like, "There's all these people," and then the guy goes, "No, they play in small markets." And then there was a whole conversation about markets, and I'm like, markets don't matter. One of the most marketable players in the NFL plays in Kansas City.
Dude, SGA is Canadian. He's tapped 2, he's a cross-border star, and on top of that, he's of Haitian descent. So you suddenly saw a lot of Haitian people in Oklahoma City during the finals. They were there to fucking celebrate. They're like, hey, that's one of us. Fucking superstar. Like this guy's
my point is, like, place, no one has ever cared about a market. As long as we've been watching sports, how many Super Bowls have the New York Giants won? Does anyone know? Off the top of somebody's head. I'm looking at the chat right now, waiting for somebody.
There's 3 in our lifetime. The 2 against the Pats, and then the one against Buffalo.
They won? I believe they won 4.
4 in our lifetime?
They won 1 against the Broncos in 87. They won in 90 against the Bills.
Okay, so I forgot the Broncos
won 2 against the Pats. So they won 4. Yeah. Can anyone tell me the starting quarterback for the second Super Bowl they won?
Jeff Hostetler.
It's because that's like some deep trivia for a lot of people. That was the most forgettable team outside of Lawrence Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
No one remembers Joe Morris. Phil
Mark-
McConkey's son plays. Nobody gives a shit.
Mark Bavaro played on that team.
Nobody gives a shit. Start naming people that no one gives a shit about. We can have fun with this all day long. OJ Anderson, 3 yards in a cloud of dust when they beat the Bills. No one gives a shit about big market teams. Name a Nick Starr outside of Patrick Ewing. No one gives a shit about how large your market is.
Charles Oakley.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson. People forget. No, but I mean, there's something to that. Like when you talk markets, like that's exactly how you have to approach it, right? Like, is what their finances look like.
Mm-hmm.
How can they spend? Outside of that, market doesn't matter. Literally, one of the most recognizable franchises during the 90s was those Cleveland Guardians teams.
Yeah.
You know? People knew Richie Sexton. He was like 900 feet tall. And he also hit 400 foot bombs. You know? People knew Oral Hershiser had a fucking career renaissance in Cleveland.
Yes, he did.
You know? I mean, people knew those teams. Shit, like you said, Mahomes plays in Kansas City.
Taylor Swift is not with any of the pretty boys on the Rams or the Giants or the Jets.
Y'all, Taylor Swift is hanging out in Kansas City in December. Fuck that.
That is the most popular pop star probably in the world. And she's dating a man that plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Does anyone here know the capital of Missouri? Because Kansas City is not in Kansas. At least not that one.
Fuck. It's
I think it's Jefferson City.
Jefferson City. I knew it was like something city. You know.
But right, like you get the point. The point is market, and these people get into these big well, LeBron wants to go to a big market, and it's like you have created a story about this man, and he hasn't said any of these words, but it doesn't matter because I can create a story about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't stop at sports.
Yeah.
It's just projection. And listening to that shit for, oh God, of the 20 hours I was in my car, a good 15 of it.
Do you just hate yourself?
I can't. This is going to sound weird. I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do after I have the woman hand me the stuff, a woman just water, bitch. After I do that,
coffee as black as I
am. I turn on music. Music is always going in my house, right? Always. So when I get in this is gonna sound retarded. When I get in my car, I just want to hear someone talk about sports. It's weird.
Okay, I get it. I get it. But see, the thing is this proliferation of like the 24-hour news cycle and the conference. Jason, the Van Gooners are also from
the Vanguard. He calls them the Van Gooners. We got a winner.
Okay, Drea, I'm gonna tell you right now, the winters in Kansas City are not mild compared to North Carolina.
She is from Minnesota.
Okay, cool. You live under snow 10 months a year. I get it. But I don't do snow anymore. I go to Cleveland in October. I just keep my fingers crossed that there's like a prolonged fall and that my flight doesn't get canceled because, hey, guess what? Airport's not far from the lake. 2 feet of snow just dropped.
The last time I was in Minneapolis, we were on tour and where did we leave? We left somewhere fucking cold. And we get to Minneapolis and we got out of the fucking van and none of us are wearing proper shoes.
Of course, yeah.
And the ground is frozen.
Mm-hmm.
It snowed. and we are loading out all this gear. We have way too much gear. But 2 guitar players with full stacks. We're like a cartoon. The bongos are playing as our legs are.
You look like fucking Michael Flatley because your feet are just flailing all over the place.
Somalis are just laughing at us trying to get this shit in. Yeah. It's a cold place.
Yeah, but like that kind of argumentative stuff that ESPN kind of pioneered really gave birth to like this debate bro nonsense that is kind of like spread out amongst everything, right? Like I'm just reading these motherfuckers. Dre is over here. You merely adapted to the winter. I was born into it. You think that's cold? I'll show you cold. And then she like Spartan kicks me into like 5 feet of Minnesota snow. And keep in mind it's in May, so there's still that much there.
Dre is like, not all men can handle all of us except for our drummer are from California. If it gets under comfortable, then it is storm-like conditions.
See, Dre was born in the winter, dude. Like, she's set, man. She's like, she just stands up one day. She's like, snow tomorrow. You're like, Drea, it's August. And she comes out the next morning, just like Captain Morgan posed, drinking her coffee. She's looking at her neighbors like, I told you, bitches.
Just a giant Viking woman.
Yes.
She could be 5'2". I have no idea. She could be 6 feet. We don't know.
We're just projecting on you the way we project on the Claw, Dre. That's
exactly. All. For this story, Dre, you're 6'2".
Yep.
You take no guff from anyone, and you're okay in the snow. Do Claw. You moisturize? That's just $1 million question. Do Claw. You moisturize?
Dude, you gotta read it. You read what Claw just said.
Claw said, I'm what you might call a tundra Negro, born in the middle of December in a place not too far from Buffalo. If I had the funds, I'd turn the phone lines on. But right now, the phone lines have been suspended because the last call-in show, we are in the negative.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, it's made people think that they're entitled for me. Listen, Mercutio, I don't even think that was us projecting. I think that really happened. We haven't seen Joey in months.
Joey has not been back. Joey, if you're listening, please drop a comment because we have to apologize.
And we need to know you're okay.
That too. We have to know you're okay because if that woman left, let us know, Joey. Don't be a stranger.
Blink twice if you're safe. Okay. But like, I'm not under any obligation to debate anybody. You know, like I have my opinions. And on important stuff, I'll defend them. But like when it comes to sports, no. And on top of that, I'm not going to speak out of ignorance about something. Like I've read what LeBron said, and like you said, he hasn't said shit.
He hasn't said anything.
He said nothing
at all, other
than I am a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm here at the Summer League to see the young players that we drafted and how we can, you know, elevate their game. You know, like that's horrible of him to say. Like, what the fuck, man? At what point was he like, bitch, I want a one-way ticket out of here? You know, like he didn't say that at all. Here's my ad-free money.
Thank you, Prairie Fire.
Prairie's going through all his streaming things right now. He's like, Paramount Plus, you're out for the month.
So it says, what the hell was that? Before Mac has to go, he can't stay late. And shout out for staying on topic.
I'm trying, man, because I think this is important because, like, people like to sit there and like I've heard people actually say the debate me stuff and like the political streamers, that's just a natural growth of people getting in tune with politics. And I'm like, that's bullshit. That is 100% bullshit. This all sprang from something, and it's sprang from this need to have content for 24 hours. And there's only so many times you can show Sports Center. And when you make the decision that, you know what, I'm not going to show Aussie Rules football on ESPN 6, I'm going to just get two people that are fairly well known, you know, and Bayless and Stephen A. Smith were well known for their journalism at one point, and we're going to have them debate, right? And we'll just drop a topic for them, and they'll go at it for a little bit, right? And it sprang into this Mercutio, I hope Joey's girl didn't do that. I hope not. If you're going to slap anyone, you slap Manosphere Miles. You don't slap Joey. He didn't have anything to do with that.
I can't be in the Manosphere with a Bad Brain shirt.
Yeah. You know, but like this all sprang from something. This isn't a natural growth of anything. You know, like granted, there are still people who play video games on Twitch, but how much shit is just people streaming and talking nonsense these days? It's literally a cheaper way of doing what you want rather than contacting Ben Shapiro at like the daily, whatever he's got, you know, like.
Does it feel to you that it's people that want to have a certain cathartic release by watching someone yell at someone else?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
And this goes back to like the East Coast sports guys, Mad Dog, and I can't remember his name. It's Johnny from Jersey. What do you call? What do you?
Yeah, Russo. Fuck that guy, man.
Yeah, right. That's still a thing. But sports talk aside, I meme bombed Mac.
He did
a series of images, and
I mean, it was all over the place, and it got to the point where I was like, literally, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He sent me a message, and he just said, "What the fuck is wrong?"
Yeah. I think the one that disturbed me the most.
Was it this one?
No, it was the dude grocery shopping. It was that guy grocery shopping. That's what it was. That one. I was like, Jason, why? Why? You know, like. And this dude especially, like, is narrating everything in a very serious tone. And I'm like, one, like in my head, I'm like, where did Jason fucking find this?
What? These comments, watch my glutes, didn't even have to mention it. They introduced themselves. Watch my glutes, as if we weren't assaulted by them instantly.
Yeah. Nuri just said, why can I see this dude's crack? You can literally see the outline of his starfish in those shorts.
Oh.
No, Drea, the worst one was he had the same dude. He went grocery shopping in almost the same attire.
It's a different guy.
That's the same dude, isn't it?
No, it's a different guy, dude.
No fucking way. Oh, yeah, it is, because he's got a whole leg tattoo.
First on the list here, a little proteina.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe
it's a nice salmon fillet. It's a little bit of leche. I like the light milk. Here we are. Got to get those super soft brioche buns. Can't forget about a super nice, delicious cake here. I'm joking. I'm not getting that. Dude, just a wall of tostadas, a couple boxes of those. Gonna load up on some yogurt here, team.
Wait. Dizzle said, I bet that bussy grip like a special needs kid on a Capri Sun.
Dizzle, no. No, Dizzle.
Whoa! I saw this video. If you guys can't see the timestamps on these, this is me working out, and when I'm done with the set, because I have an
Just
app on my phone,
machine gunning at me. Just
I machine gun these. I hit Mac with this one. You know I hit Mac with this one. You know he got hit with this one. You know.
he did. Yeah, he did.
Chasins, I hit Mac with this one. See,
Mhm.
I also mix it up. I give him good things as well. Right?
And since you can't hear it,
Well, we
it's
can't play the
literally her
music.
cheeks clapping.
It is just the sound of her cheeks clapping. She's 43. That's your age. I'm trying to find you Miss Mac. I sent this to Mac. Wait, I sent this to Mac, and the caption I wrote was, "This woman walking in front of a J.C. Penney's is how my fantasies start."
He did. And it was at that point I was like, what is going on? Like, you know, like.
And then I sent this to Mac as well.
Oh my god, they were so hot. You deserve 5 big booms. Boom, 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 boom.
One after the other. One after the other.
And the thing is, it's like he goes from a bigger woman to little women, and then we get squats all day Giancarlo, who's grocery shopping in his girlfriend's shorts.
Then I send Mac this. Wait, this is, you guys have to understand, this is the same day.
Yeah.
This is all coming at Mac like a rapid fire pistol.
Oh, dude, yeah. And Jason just unloaded the entire magazine on me. Just so let me have it.
I will preface this by exactly what I sent to Mac. I also sent this to Bert Cooper, and he responded only with the dead emoji. I wrote, "A white woman in scrubs with this haircut has a son named Jaden, who is a 5-star prospect in 3 sports and an honor roll student. She is also fucking the hell out of your man." So this woman gets in a fight because she's fucking somebody's man. This is funny.
Yeah, because it can get like that.
Real
It can
quick.
most definitely
Real
get
quick.
like that because you're talking real
So
tough.
what y'all gonna
You
jump
talking
me?
real
So y'all
tough.
gonna jump me?
You talking
It's
real
gonna take
tough.
2 of
You
y'all.
gotta get
Because
jumped,
it'll
baby.
take both of y'all. It would take both of y'all.
It'll take one.
It'll
You a
take,
joke.
let me tell you,
You're a
it'll take-
joke.
you're talking to
Stop
the wrong
sleeping with
person.
married men.
Because
Niggas
nobody
don't
is
sleep with married
scared.
men.
Nobody
Stop
is scared
sleeping
of
with
either.
married men.
Mind
You
your
need to
business.
mind your
business.
business.
That
That
is
is
you.
your-
Are you
that is
married
your-
to
Don't
him?
be scared to get
Is that
jumped.
your
Nobody is
husband?
married.
It's
Is
not
that
my
your
husband.
husband?
It's my cousin's husband. Is it chores? That's the
Well,
problem.
you need to
She-
take care of
If
your
he wanted to
husband.
marry you, he
If
would.
you care so much about your cousin, y'all need to go take
You
care of her.
just talk too much. If he
Well,
wanted
we
to
about
be
to
with
take
you,
care
he
of you is
would.
what we about to
He
take
can't
care
bring you
of.
home to his mama. Girl, find something to do. At this
Real
point,
Oh, I
quick.
am. I'm doing Robert.
it can get like that.
I am doing something. I'm doing Robert.
That, am I lying?
No,
she
you're
has
not.
a mixed race son named
Mhm.
Jaden, or
And
Aiden.
it's probably spelled all weird too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with the most common version, spelled thusly: Jaydin.
I'm gonna say Jaydyn.
Mm. Mm.
She strikes me as that
Mm.
type of woman.
That is, if you have, okay,
Like her husband's like, "We really gonna do it that way?" And she just looked at him. He's like,
Like,
"We do."
f-
We're doing it
first
that
of
way.
all, yeah, when she says that,
hmm
let's walk away.
Game over.
Tahir says, as soon as I see her haircut, I knew she was a spicy one.
Yep. Mhm.
If you are a white woman and you're wearing scrubs, you can't just be. Jamie Lee Curtis has that haircut. But if she is wearing scrubs, not for a role, but because it's part of her job, I don't care if you're a nurse or a dental hygienist assistant, if you are wearing those scrubs with that haircut,
Mhm.
you're fucking a dude that is not white. And if he is white, he's got a lot of felonies.
Oh
Got
yeah.
a lot of felonies.
He's got face tattoos as well.
Ooh, he's definitely had a face tattoo.
Mhm.
And he had it before it was in vogue.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's
His
definitely
felonies. Look at
one
these
of his felonies, Jason, is for some kind of narcotics trafficking.
Tahir said, bro, I've been on Jamie Lee Curtis since Trading Places. She popped out the titties on Tahir. Look, don't go thinking this woman is some sort of punk.
Oh no, she's not going to back down.
No.
Because you know what
No.
happened the minute she said, I am doing something, I'm doing Robert, they got real quiet.
Yeah. Because she wasn't ashamed. She didn't give a fuck. And Robert's going to get that pussy.
Oh, dude, yeah, she's going to break Robert's dick off.
Break it
Like-
off.
She's like in the phone right now calling. Like, you better be stretched out and ready to go when I get there. And
Yep.
Robert's like, fuck.
I want to
Like-
reverse cowgirl and chew
Mhm.
on your nuts for a little bit when I'm done.
Yeah. And she's like, I expect at least 30 minutes of you going down on me before I hop on that dick, do a clam slam on it, and then you're just going to nut up all in me.
Yeah, she does not like condoms. This woman does not like condoms.
Protected
Drake
sex.
said, rest in peace, Rob.
That's right. That's right, Drea.
Dre got scrubs.
When Drea
If you
goes
see
out
Dre,
to kill...
if Drea comes in scrubs and a ponytail, just leave. You're not ready. Whatever she got, you ain't ready for it.
When Drea's ready to go kill the bear to make her fur coat for the winter and then also stock up on bear meat to get her through those 10 months of snow in Minnesota, she's wearing scrubs while she does it. She's not messing up her nice clothes. She's going to keep her favorite pair of jeans clean. She's going to don some scrubs, go shoot that bear, gut it, skin it, and come back wearing a coat.
You don't want to see Dre with a ponytail and scrubs. It's not going to be a good look for you. I sent this to Matt. And he
Jason,
what?
bro, no.
Why?
Because if she were wearing pants, she could tuck her nipples into her belt.
Maybe that's what I like. How do you not? That's my question. How do you, as a grown ass man, not see this and get excited?
Okay, here's how. The look on her face says, I am an extreme pain in the ass. So, yes, we might have some fun that night. You will pay for it in the morning, and not in a, ha 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 metaphorical way. I'm somehow going to be ending up at a brunch with $700 avocado toast. And she's going to be like, at least the mimosas were bottomless. No, thank you. No.
Tony says, honey, come quick. The rummest Mac knows there's something not right with that black feller. I said, dude, Mac, poor Mac got obliterated. This was when he got mad at me too.
Hey, do you want these girls or these girls? Ladies?
The thing is, I can see
Hey, do you want-
Jason in a sandwich with all 5 of them.
Yes, you can. It's like a burger and fries.
Is that what that is?
That's the new name for this.
Excuse me, sir. I'll take that white woman and the French fries with it.
And the side of fries. Eric W says, "Oh my god." Charles says it's like a sampler pack.
Mercutio said a burger and tots.
Dude, Mac didn't like this one. You don't like this awkward Asian woman?
She looks like she's there in duress. Like that's a problem. I don't want. Oh,
this is
the
Dre's
Vikings
neighbor.
lady.
Here's Dre's neighbor. You have to pause it or not play the music because
Yeah.
But look at this. Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what did I tell you, Jason? What was my response to this?
You did have a response. She's a Vikings fan. You blow a load and she'll start screaming, "Skull!"
She will too. She's gonna make you nut and be like, "Skull!" Just sit there and be like, what the fuck? She like pulls a fucking beer horn from like over the side of the bed and just like Jason goes bananas for hot nanas.
I sent this to you and I was driving back. I was at a Popeyes and a family walked behind me as I was watching this.
Of course.
They had no idea what it was for. It was for research purposes.
I worry about one, your mental health, and two, the shit that is just going to start popping up on your feed all the time now.
Dizzle said, wait, run that back.
Oh, and then you send me the clip from Working Moms, which...
Is that a show?
Yes, it's on Netflix.
I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious.
So what do you think I was doing in there? You were using the room as it was intended for. And we fired the intern. You fired him?
I sent this to Mac because I was like, I'm sure you see this outside of your window as Dido plays. Days gone by, I'm wondering why.
Got out of bed at all.
This is what Max sees.
The what?
Oh shit! What happened? Do you want to goddamn say it again? Oh shit! Do what? Oh shit! What you talking about? Oh shit! What you talking about? Hell, you got me out. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, you gone? God damn it! You want to play with me? You ain't sleeping. I will show you something.
That was my night bouncing at a particular bar that I bounced at for like 3 years. Soldiers and old white dudes like that. Like, Billy Ray, you hear what he said? It's just some dickhead holding the phone while Billy Ray's like, what'd he say, Jim Bob? He said, your boots look like 2 elephants fucking. Oh, shit. Hell no, it didn't. Hold on.
I saw the first guy punched like me in my dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And it probably hit him like in the back, and that guy was just like, oh, hell no.
There's so much bullshit. Wait a minute. I have to show this to you guys because this man made me laugh.
Okay, and on top of that, he has the most confidence of any human being I've ever seen.
Ever in the history of ever.
Yeah.
I'm 55 years old. I wear Holy jeans and Hey Dudes, and I drive a luxury sports sedan. Please like and follow and roast me in the comments.
What are Hey Dudes?
It's like a more recreational boat shoe.
Is that the colloquialism or that's what they're called?
No, it's the brand. Hey, dude.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Dude is punching overhand. So these are the comments. I'm going to read you some of the comments. Sylvester Alone.
Yeah, that one.
The Fresh Prince of AARP. You were 55 11 years ago. Last leg day was August 7th, 1985. Paul, where's my walker? Rage Against the CPAP machine. Where'd you get those jeans? Forever 51. Someone said, is the luxury sports sedan in the room with us?
Ghost, it's not just a luxury sedan, it's a luxury sports sedan.
It's
Okay.
like, is it a fucking Prius?
Dude, Claw said it was a Series S.
They call him the notorious AGE. Sprained my ankle and nearly spilled my cocktail running into these comments. This dude has been in a midlife crisis for 20 years. I actually like those jeans. Do they make them for men?
God damn.
Johnny Depp ends.
Oh,
Buckle and Cialis had a baby. Fuck.
Ooh.
Damn. Oh, say hi to your wife's divorce attorney for me. If a Winston cigarette was a person.
Ooh.
Damn.
I would have said if a Pall Mall was a person.
The car is great. What the fuck is with those shitty pants? Toyota hardly is a luxury.
Oh my god.
Damn, you look 75. This man has 4 DUIs.
At least. He just got his license back. That's why he's got that luxury sports sedan.
He's very unsure of himself.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh my god. Those jeans are Virginia Slims.
Yeah.
These are some of the things that I send. What is this? I don't even know what this is. It's black. That's so.
I was upset with you when I clicked on that.
I forgot about this one.
It was like that person, or that woman climbing out of the TV after, she shows up and then climbs out to come and kill you. That's what the equivalent was for me when I see day 4 of not rubbing my muff. I'm feeling feisty. What?
Dude, I am so sorry. I got meme drunk. I meme bombed the shit out of you.
Dude, it was, like I said, there was a lot going on.
Oh my God. What is this? Oh my God. Okay, last one.
We had a phenomenal day today. Nigger League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue. Welcome back to Kauffman. Welcome back to Kauffman Stadium. I just wanted to, a little bit earlier in the show, I said something didn't come out quite the way I wanted it to, and I just wanted to apologize.
You know what would have been better? If he would have just been like, guys, I accidentally said the N-word. I really didn't mean it. Yeah, I'm probably getting fired after this. And then just goes off into like, the A's, they fucking suck.
Just talk about the A's. I have no problem with black people, but I really fucking hate A's management.
Yeah.
I like the way the dude next to him tried to act like he didn't hear him say the N-word.
Dude, at first, he was just like, in his head, he's like, did he say that? What? That happened. That happened. Oh, wow.
Oh, shit. I just assaulted Mac with so many memes.
And he sent me a balloon pop video. The poor guy was like, my name's Amir. I'm 5'5", and within like a millisecond, every woman already had that balloon pop.
They destroyed that man.
And the way they
Mac, I know it's late. This is the last one.
Okay. What the fuck? Why is he wearing balloons on his legs?
They said those pants look permanent. When he farts, a bubble forms like when you put a screen protector on. Once again, my algorithm goes rogue and pulls this ultimate betrayal of trust.
Like, and just the fact that this man decided I'm going to film myself and then add captions that say bold looks, endless combos with his screen protector pants and his tall boots. Like, he's wearing clown shoes, Jason. Look at that. His feet are far too big to be wearing pants that tight.
Someone said, why are you wearing electrical tape?
That's exactly how he has safe sex. He goes out in them and every woman just runs the other way.
Dude, them pants look vacuum sealed to his legs.
He's not getting them off. He has to live in them.
That time Ross wore leather pants.
I mean, if you're listening instead of watching, you need to go watch because this is an assault on your eyeballs, your mental health.
And Mac is just getting bombarded.
I'd like to think Afghanistan prepped me for this.
Not for this.
We're getting ready to go grab some breakfast here at the resort this morning. And of course, y'all should know by now what leggings I'm going to be wearing out. I seriously cannot wait to go home because I think I've ordered 10 pairs just since I've been here because I stained with sunscreen. So excited to go home. This is before. This is why I keep ordering more pairs because I'm telling you, it's like shock and awe every time I see my saggy little booty in these and I'm like, what? Where?
Well, I mean, one, good honor for losing that weight.
That's amazing. 300 pounds is
300 pounds?
insane. It's insane.
But you got to expect to have the, I don't know the proper name of the surgery, but this is essentially where they cut away some of the skin and, the fat to, help things tighten up a bit. But that's impressive. I'm not mad at her. Good on you, lady. Fucking rock on. You keep Connor, yes, I think there are dudes that are into that. There are dudes who strictly just lick feet. Okay? So there are dudes that are like, you know what? Smash. Let's go.
Yeah. You're looking at them. True story. This guy is me talking to my Instagram feed.
Hi, what do you think? You like?
I like it. Do you like mine?
I like yours too.
Cool.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Want to see more? Edging?
No. No. Oh my gosh. No. okay, for everybody listening, it's a split screen, and on the top, this dude's got to be pushing what, mid-50s, early 60s,
Easy.
and on the bottom, it's a young woman, obviously from Eastern Europe. He's showing his muscles. He says, "Do you like it?" She said, "Yeah." Flexes for him. She says, "Do you like it?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "What are you doing?" He's just edging.
Mercutio said, Jason, was this before or after you searched for two cholos jerking each other off? Mac, last night on the Champagne Room, I
What did
worked
you
with this
do?
dude that had a tattoo of two cholos jerking each other off, but it was like a famous painting. And I couldn't remember the name of the painter that painted it. So I'm like, oh, I gotta find. I was like, how do you find it? How do you two cholos?
Oh, I can only imagine what popped up in the
Well, it was weird, like pictures of Ted Danson. It was just like weird shit. Like, what does Ted Danson have to do with two cholos?
Does Google not know who Ted Danson is? I would think at this point in his career, he's fairly well known.
Well, you fucking looked up two cholos jerking
I
each other
won't.
off and see
I
what
won't.
you get.
Nope. I'm good. See, I like my laptop being two cholos jerking each other off free, and I'm going to keep it that way.
If you keep saying it enough, the microphone will pick it up, and
It
that's
just pops
all you're
up on
gonna-
screen.
That's all you're gonna get in your fucking Temu feed.
It's like Candyman. You say it 3 times, and it just.
Hey, Holmes, we're here for the party, eh? What?
They're just gonna be jerking each other off, man. What?
It's totally cool, Holmes.
Remember, it's not gay if it's with the bros. No, that's still gay, man.
I sent Max so many. This is what Mac was talking about. This was hilarious.
Hey, I'm Anwar. I am 5'5".
So fucked up, dude.
Can we see Mac react to the Wellbutrin meltdown, please? Mac, I have to find this. If I can't
Okay.
find it, we'll call it.
Okay.
I have to find this.
The Wellbutrin meltdown.
The Wellbutrin meltdown is going down in the TIR history of the greatest thing I've ever found on my algorithm. It's a man who I think is on the spectrum. He's not having a good day, and he's yelling at his medication.
Oh,
As one does in a store when they buy their medication. And God, where's the Wellbutrin guy? I have so many fucked off videos. And Wellbutrin guy, someone's recording him, and he yells at the guy that's recording him. And I'm just gonna leave you with that, because after that, he says something so fun. I woke up in the middle of the night laughing at this video.
oh my gosh, Jason.
Yeah, look at all these things I send myself.
This is.
This is what I send myself for.
How do you still have a
Champagne.
functioning brain at this point?
This is all for the I have to do a lot of these because I'm gonna take Instagram off my phone again, and you can't
you
really. It's different when you search Instagram with a computer. I don't even want to do it. It's so clunky. People are like, I think Jason has a type, and she might be on the larger side. You would be correct. Gotta find this.
If Jason's not fighting for air during coitus, he's just like, it's not worth it.
Really isn't.
You know,
Really
he's
isn't.
like, choking, not okay with, but if he just lays on top of me, let's go.
Oh, all in. All in. So this guy is my new favorite person.
All right. Fuck you, Wellbutrin. Don't do it. You're a fucking faggot. Don't do it. Film me all you want. Little dick coward fucking faggot.
I'll knock your ass out, boy.
Well, then you would be filming your own crime.
Jason Miles. Jason Miles. What? Oh my god. In the caption, Mark Zuckerberg melts down in Ralph's on Beverly and Dehaney.
This is Los Angeles. This is WeHo.
Oh god.
One more time, because you have to watch it again.
All right. Fuck you. Well, you drink.
Don't do it.
You're a fucking faggot.
Don't do it.
Film me all you want. Little dick coward fucking faggot.
I'll knock your ass out, boy.
Well, then you would be filming your own crime.
Jason Miles. What? What? I cannot believe you. Granted, he brought up a great point at the very end. Nuri's right. There's no lies. But he was not in a good place.
I think Jason somehow wrecked all of our algorithms.
Yeah.
Prairie says, I'm like 90% sure the reason Jason is now in Mexico is due to the Google search history on a public library computer.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
The fact that someone wrote a comment, was this before or after you looked up two cholos jerking each other off?
Well, you would
Harry
be.
Fire says this is why Jason is no longer a social worker. He couldn't stop laughing at people having a mental health crisis. I will tell you a true story. Mac, do you have to go?
No, I'm going to stick for the story and then I'm going to go because I want to hear this.
We'll wrap it at the story. True story. It's kind of a sad story, but it's a true story. So I'm working in a homeless shelter. It's the height of COVID, and there's a woman in there that has been complaining about a gentleman that she brought in to said it was her boyfriend, husband, whatever, right? You can have your partner, but you had to sign them up. She called up with a crazy claim. It sounded super methy, but whatever. She goes, I was trying to go to sleep and I woke up in this motherfucker. She said the N-word. He was an N-word and they were N-words. We're going to use MF for all intents and purposes. And she says he is trying to stab me and choke me. Can't have somebody stabbing and choking him, even if it's a meth figment of your imagination. Can't have it happen. And I don't know.
Yeah.
They're really high. You can get really fucking high. So we go, and the dude's like, this bitch owes me money. And we're like, well, that's between you two, but you got to go, dude. And I think we had called the cops. And the cops knew the guy because they didn't have a warrant, but he was like a suspect for something.
Person of interest.
And they were like, oh, fuck, we were looking for this dude. And he goes, give me all my shit. And in drug talk, that's my drugs.
Yeah.
So she goes, fine, I'll give you all your shit. And she hands him like a bag of stuff. He goes, no, all my shit. Mac, I shit you not. She handed this nigga a fax machine.
What?
And so me and the other dude and the officers are trying not to laugh. Because our first reaction was, why the fuck do you have a fax machine? Like, the toner alone.
Like he puts like the baggie in his pocket and he just like tucks the fax machine under his arm. He's like, I'm out of here. Fuck you guys.
No, he got more. He's like, you know what I mean. All my shit. Then she rolled out a tire. Just a tire. Full-size tire. Just rolled out a tire. And we lost it. We fucking lost it. We were like, what kind of clown car of bullshit do you have in this small hotel room? And what the fuck were you doing with the fax machine and the tire?
Yeah.
So yes, I have laughed my ass. We couldn't stop laughing. We laughed about it days later. Even the cops couldn't take the dude in without laughing. Because we were like, what is that? Because we were like, is that a fax machine?
Dude. So we did this giant Calfex in 2005, right? And it's the entire brigade. So there's like almost 5,000 people in the field at once, right? And Calfex stands for Combined Arms Live Fire Exercise. And so like the artillery shooting, we're moving up, firing blanks, helicopters are going overhead, right? It's a whole thing. It was 80 degrees during the day, and then it dropped to 20 degrees at night. We brought no cold weather gear out.
Ooh.
Right? So we got through one night of that, and then the next day it didn't get above 30.
Ooh.
And they were like, we have to call a timeout to everything and send people back to go get everybody's cold weather gear, right? And I had this really smart ass buddy of mine. His name was Mark, and he's a lighter skinned black dude. And so he bitched the entire time. That was like his thing. He was like the bitchy soldier. Like he's like, man, I'm from Michigan, but see, you know what I do when I'm at home in Michigan? I put on a winter coat and some warm boots and some gloves, right? And a hat, you know? And then everybody's just like, shut the fuck up, Harris. Just shut the fuck up. He's like, all right, man, I'm just saying. So the team leaders had to go to their team and compile a list, and then we would go into their barracks room, grab their stuff, bring it out, right? And so his team leader at this time was a guy named Jimmy Shaw. He was from California,
mm-hmm.
and he was miserable, but he was like 6'4", 6'5", a giant man. Mark is like my height, stocky dude. So we're all just kind of like huddled around this tiny fire trying to get warm, and the team leaders are getting the lists. And Shaw goes, all right, Harris, what do you need and where do I find it in your room? He's like, all right, man, I'm gonna need a block of my dry ice. It's right next to my club, you know, that thing that goes on your steering wheel so nobody steals it, and my electric blanket that you can grab, and I'll just like plug it in somewhere on the ground. And Shaw looks at him and is like, why are you giving me shit right now? Right? And I'm like trying to like straight face this, Jason, and like take my list from my boys. And I'm just like over here, like, especially when he throws out, I need my block of dry ice.
What was the dry ice for?
No, he was just being a smart ass. He had none of that shit in his room, you know? And Shaw's like, I'm not bringing you anything out. And he's like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't want you to touch my shit anyway. White man trying to colonize my room, you know? And Shaw's just like, bro, we have like 4 more days out here. Why are you doing this? And like the rest of the field problem, dude. Shaw would be like, Harris, move up. He'd be like, I'm on the move, colonizer. And you hear him from like all the way across the battle space.
Is this why Trump is trying to unwoke the military?
And the thing is, Shaw never did anything like racist towards Harris. Harris was just in a mood.
Mm-hmm.
And the shitty thing is, it's stuck. Colonizer's stuck. So we get a new platoon sergeant and a new lieutenant in, and they're like, so Sergeant Shaw, why do they call you the colonizer?
Oh my God.
And he would have to go into the whole thing. And Harris was moved to another platoon at this time, but like all our platoon officers are in this one wing. And Harris would like scoot his chair back and look out the door. He's like, tell him why, Jimmy. Tell him why. And he's just like, fuck, man. And he's like, oh, is he telling you that I gave him this nickname because I was mad that night? No, it's because he white. You know? And the thing is like, I'm in the infantry, dude. It's mostly white. And the LT and the new platoon sergeant would just kind of look at each other and be like, oh God. And I'd look at Harris and be like, bro, why? And he's like, I just like making higher ups uncomfortable. Just
props to that guy.
Yep. And dude, it was literally, that's all we called him for like the next 2 years until we went back to Afghanistan. And he's like, guys, can we just stop the colonizer thing? Harris is out of the army now. He's not even here. And so our one lieutenant became like he got promoted and moved up to staff, but he came down on like a battlefield circulation, and he gets off the aircraft and he's just like, he had this like weird voice. So he's like, hey, colonizer, how are you? And like all the old hands just start dying. And Shaw's just like, stop fucking calling me that.
Was he from the South?
No, he was from California. He was from SoCal, dude.
That's horrible. He's from like Temecula. Fuck. I just wanted to serve my country. Oh, well. You guys are like, yeah, well.
Yeah. Harris like, yeah, you're serving your country, colonizer. And the thing is
they called him the Stalinizer. Kush looks at the Stalinizer.
And the thing is, we all went out one night, and Jimmy was like, why me? Like, why am I the colonizer when there's all these other white people around? And he's like, because I like these white people. They listen to black people music. He's like, you don't.
Do you listen to country or so, or Five Finger Death Punch?
No, just like really hard speed metal.
But not like Five Finger Death Punch.
No.
Okay.
And the thing is like Harris wasn't being serious, but Shaw thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
So literally the next day, we're all like, we all went over our buddy's house just to, like, grill shit.
Mm-hmm.
And drink without having to go out and spend money. And Shaw had like Dre and Tupac and Snoop all in the music rotation. And he's like, Harris, I'm trying. And Harris is just like, dude, I was fucking with you last night. Like,
that poor man. He's going to therapy, not like all the other soldiers. Like, they just called me Collins. I dated a Mexican in high school. I thought it wasn't bad.
Oh man, dude! It's just when you started talking about the random shit this woman's pulling out of her hotel room to pass to this dude, I just thought of Harris immediately.
Making shit up for him to go get. Dude. I never seen anything like that where there was just when people. This is gonna sound bad, and I probably shouldn't say this on the main show, but I have to say this on the main show. When you work in services and you see the things that homeless people have, more often than not, it is garbage. It is literal garbage. It doesn't have a sentimental value. It's not garbage from their home. It is garbage that they have found on the street.
Yeah.
99.9 times out of 10. If you work in services, the last thing you want to throw away are important documents or mementos. Are there people that probably do that? I don't know. I can't speak for everyone that works in services, but as a person that has worked there with a lot of different kinds of people, I never worked with sadists that thought that kind of thing was funny. Does law enforcement throw stuff away? I can't speak for that. But you want people to have documents that are important, and you definitely want people to keep mementos.
Yeah.
But the amount of garbage people fucking had.
I'm still shocked at the fax machine and the tire.
When she rolled the tire out, the cops just lost it. We were trying to keep it together, and the dude got offended. He got mad. He got legit mad that we were like, we were laughing at him. It's like, yeah, we are at this. Why do you have a tire?
Why do you have a whole ass fax machine?
Why do you?
Like, what is the tire and fax machine? What's the connection between the two?
The amount of bullshit. But then, you can go to the average person's storage, because another thing we had at the warehouse was storage units for people. No one ever came for the shit people left in their storage unit, because it's kind of like if you left it in storage, it's garbage. And that's really what storage units are. It's a place for you to store garbage that you don't feel comfortable throwing away.
Yeah. Or it's a place for you to store garbage and your living room set that your now wife hated and made you spend $7,000 more to buy a new couch and chair.
Or if the storage unit's big enough and you're storing your bed in there, you can live in there.
Yeah.
There's a few people that did that.
Oh, dude. I used to pick a dude up from work when I was bouncing. He was a barback that lived in a storage unit.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit to see. I remember, what's the guy's name? I won't say the band, I shouldn't say, but a guy from a pretty famous band he had these vintage guitars, and he was getting them out of his storage locker, and he heard a dude banging his chick in the locker next. And he was like, "What the fuck, man? You got people living in here?"
All I'm saying is that woman's a keeper if she's willing to suck your dick and fuck you in your storage unit.
In the storage unit. Again, I lived in some circumstances that most people would detest.
Yeah. I mean, what threw me off about this dude is every night after work, I'd drop him off and he'd be like, "Hey man, don't forget to put the lock on the door for me." Thanks. Just like put the door down. All right, dude. And then I asked him, I was like, do you piss in a bucket? He's like, "No, man, that's fucking gross. What I do is I get up at 6 and I go shower and take a shit and use the bathroom at the Planet Fitness."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Do you have electricity?" He's like, "Yeah, bro. I wait for management to leave. Then I got like a fucking 30-foot extension cord that I just run into the side of the building." And I was like, "And at 6, you unspool it, like unplug it and everything?" He's like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Do you get good reception in your shed?" He's like, "Yeah, man, it's not bad. You know, it gets cold in the winter, but you know, it is what it is."
It is. And that's the thing. Like, where can you afford to live? You can live if you are quiet. You can live in a storage unit if you're quiet.
You can't be fucking a girl in there though. That's how you get.
These storage units, dude. I have some video of them. I'll send it to you.
You need to. I want to see this.
Actually, there's music videos filmed in these storage units all the time. All the time.
That was kind of a staple of MTV there for a bit. Like abandoned warehouses and storage units. And I'm like, you guys are pretty well known now. You don't have to be cheap for your videos, but
no,
what do I know?
People love doing stuff. They'd be like, "Hey, can we film in that middle part? The storage?" Yeah. You know, that's like a walkway for us, right?
You know, I have to work even when you're filming. You know?
Oh, dude, the owner would let people film anywhere. After Andre Nicotina lit a garbage can on fire in a video, people would come there and be like, "Hey, we can light the garbage can on fire here, right?" Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, go get the fire extinguishers. We got another one.
Fire extinguisher.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no. We did
what
not
type-
have one of those, which made it even more fun.
Okay. And on that note, guys, I'm going to bed.
Thank you, Mac. Have a good night. I will be back tomorrow with the gang. Nothing like a flaming sack of crap to increase business. I don't want to talk about the place online or live because there's parts of me that really appreciate that place. These posters behind me, the life I got to lead, playing music and stuff, a lot of it, the people that I know in the music business, a lot of it has to do with that place. But fire hazard. Before we go, one more time.
All right. Fuck you, well, you drink.
Don't do it.
You're a fucking faggot.
Don't do it.
Film me all you want. Little dick coward fucking faggot.
I'll knock your ass out, boy.
Well, then you would be filming your own crime.
On that note, let's go.